Hi everyone, this is BSC1010 General Bio 1, and before we started, be sure that to subscribe our channel by just clicking on the subscribe button on the on your screen. Today I am going to actually cover chapter 13, which is meiosis and sexual life cycles. Okay, so meiosis is about offsprings acquiring genes from parents by inheriting chromosomes, and also is about fertilization. And fertilization meiosis alternate in life cycles. Meiosis reduces the number of chromosome sets from diploid to haploid, and genetic variation is also a big part of this chapter. So life cycles, animals, plants, algae, they all have homologous chromosomes, and they can be visualized by karyotyping. They divide and make a zygote, and also they involve in meiosis 1, meiosis 2, and produce spores. Then they actually produce in the plants by sporophyte generation and alternates with gametophyte generations. Okay, so let's get started. We have vocabulary to actually study this chapter. We have two big goals. Big goal 1, students should explain and illustrate meiosis and life cycles. Big goal number 2, should develop an understanding of genetic variation. Right, so heredity is actually transmission of the traits from one generation to next generation. Variation is basically the differences in appearance in the that offspring show from parents and as well as siblings, right? So together, heredity and plus variation becomes genetics, right? So life cycles. So also there is asexual reproduction, like we see in plants. Basically, a single individual, one single parent produces passes all the genes to the offsprings without any fusion of gametes. We call this clone, which is basically genetically identical to that single parent. But fertilization and meiosis, which they alternate in sexual life cycles, which is generation sequence of stages, reproductive history of an organism, right? So in human, we have 23 pairs of regular chromosomes, all chromosomes. 22 will be called autosomes, and the last set is sex chromosomes, right? We have a process called karyotyping, which basically ordered display of all the pairs of chromosomes from a cell next to each other, like you see in this picture, and taking pictures of them under the microscope. So human sex chromosomes are XY system. Males have X and Y, females have X and X. That's why in human male determines the gender of the offspring. And total is 46. Okay, so if you look at the life cycles, we see 3 models like you see in this picture. A is animal model, B is plants and some algae, and C is fungi and some protists, right? Protista is in another kingdom, but they are here as a third group here, okay? And as well as fungi. We see 2 things in common in all these life cycles. One is the blue area here you see, which is haploid N, 1N, and then the orange area at the bottom, which is diploid 2N. As you see, it alternates in every generation, but especially in plants, from haploid to diploid. And 2 processes involved in all of them: meiosis, fertilization, meiosis, fertilization, meiosis, fertilization. Meiosis breaks down basically diploid to the haploid gametes. Fertilization again combines them to 2 haploids to make diploid, right? So if you look at the meiosis itself as a process, meiosis has 10 steps. So meiosis is like back-to-back to mitosis, except minus 1 step. Basically, meiosis divided in 2 groups: meiosis 1, meiosis 2, and has interphase, only one interphase, but everything else duplicated. Prophase 1, prophase 2, metaphase 1, metaphase 2, telophase, anaphase 1, anaphase 2, telophase 1, telophase 2, and cytokinesis comes after that. Crossing over is something that if the chromosomes get close each other, they exchange parts. That's called crossing over. That can also contribute to the genetic variation. What else can contribute to genetic variation? Basically mutations, which are rare, but changes in organisms' DNA. Original source of genetic diversity is really mutations. They can create versions of genes we call alleles. Reshuffling of alleles during sexual reproduction produces genetic variation. There are other mechanisms can produce genetic variation. Another one is independent assortment of the chromosomes. The next one is crossing over. And the last one is random fertilization. Okay. So n equal 23 situation, 2 to 23, there are more than 8 million possible combination of chromosomes can happen and that cause genetic variation. Random fertilization can actually, we know that that can add to genetic variation because any sperm can fuse with any ovum. That can be one out of 70 trillion diploid combinations. So that concludes our chapter 13, meiosis and life cycles. And please don't forget to subscribe to our channel. See you later. Bye.